Alright, we got a twid today, which, is important because this is the twid right after they did the reveal for Edge of Fate. So we're going to see if they talk about anything extra here or they just say the basic stuff still. We'll see. Um, Join us on May 6th for the Edge of Fate reveal about the Rite of 9 blocky weapons, redefining our support concern. Comms, not concerned, sorry. Double Nightfall rewards and new emblem incoming. Get your Keen Thirstal Sniper Rifle. Prepare for next Bungie bounty. And D2 fashion feedback. Alright, so save the date for Edge of the Fate reveal. It is the 5th, or the 6th, sorry, of May, which is 5/6/2025. They don't say anything else here, so yeah, it just appears. They're just saying, hey, remember to save the date, which I am excited for this. We're going to see. Hopefully that's cool. Hopefully we're going to do new abilities, new supers, new elements as a whole. We'll see. I plan to make a couple videos while we wait, because it is 3 weeks away. I plan to make a couple videos, probably every Sunday, that will talk about different parts I'm hoping for this reveal and what I hope to see. We'll see. Anyways, let's continue. Regarding those blocky weapons, unfortunately, it appears they're getting rid of them, but we'll read this fully just so everyone's clear what's going on. But it does appear they're getting rid of them, unfortunately. A lot of people are very upset about it, but I didn't happen to get one, so it don't matter to me, but it does sad. It is very sad. Sorry for my voice, it's messed up a bit. I don't know what's going on. It just doesn't want to work fully. A few short weeks ago, many of you stumbled upon something we had never seen before within Destiny 2. A few activities tied to Rite of the Nine went live early in some ways. This was a fun moment for the community, getting in and seeing content before it was meant to see the sunlight. The activities represented very early passes of what we were aiming for, lacking balance passes, solo-friendly waypoints for Explore mode, and more. During this time, rewards associated with these activities were available in a primordial state. We all got to see what the first steps in our weapon creation usually looks like, at least from an in-game perspective. Blocky geometry, smooth textures, and placeholder perks. While we were able to patch out the activities quickly, the weapons remained. We had intentions of updating these weapons at release, but hit a few snags along the way, which makes sense because, thinking about it logically, if you stop and think, those weren't supposed to be in the game to begin with because they were nowhere near ready for production. So kind of makes sense. They kind of caused error and stuff. So it kind of makes sense. But yeah, while we'd initially noted rewards earned would be retained, they will need to be removed. Again, makes sense because it'll cause some issues with the programming and could cause major bugs and glitches. I don't blame it. I think it's possible for them to have done it and kept them, but I think it would have been a lot more work than it would have been worth because you'd have to try out a lot of different combinations to see what would allow it to actually update properly, since they are individual entities. So in theory, that could cause a lot of issues on the side because you could end up with new bugs, new weird combos, and something that you've never seen before, potentially. That's my opinion on it. So we'll continue reading. While we know this can sting a little for those who were able to get in and get some early goodies, we want to turn this into a small celebration for all. On May 6th, all players will be granted 1,500 currency, which can be exchanged with the emissary for rewards. This should be the equivalent to about 2 dungeon runs worth of weapon drops. Spend them all on day 1 or hold them until you're good and ready. Hopefully, this 1,500 material won't be like the cap. If there's more material you can earn, hopefully they'll be way above that. Or this will be a separate material entirely that you don't get. That doesn't drop normally. It's just something they did for a placeholder so that way it can be used and turned into weapons. I'm not really sure. We'll see. But it's kind of cool they're giving you 2 full runs of the dungeon. But some dungeons have longer than others. So same in towners. But so we'll see. It might be worth it. It might not. It really just depends on the situation and how it works. We'll see. Get Paladrone, get new emblem. Next week, the weekly featured Nightfall will be Sunless Cell for the first time ever. Sunless Cell is a joke of a Nightfall. There's a couple parts in it that are a bit rough, just because everything's really tanky in certain parts and the rest of it's really easy. The final boss is relatively easy. It's just you gotta pay attention to the champions. If you're able to nuke the boss quick enough, then you don't have to worry about the champions. But if you can't, you really need to focus the champions before you focus boss damage. It will save your life 1,000-fold. So how about we celebrate that with double Nightfall rewards? The featured depth reward will be the Paladrone for the second time since its reprisal. Let's go, double weapon loot. That's kind of cool because we just got double weapon loot for Trials, and it was the, whatever the hand can's called, Exalted Truth or whatever. So it's kind of cool that we're getting Pally now as double rewards. And Pally has some really good rolls, so that's kind of good. Help their vast, amazing communities for clanmates and stuff. Oh wait, hold on, we skipped out a little bit. Whoops. So it feels like the perfect opportunity to get more rolls or your first one if you haven't earned it yet. and to also master a new strike at its hardest difficulties. It's not that hard, again, pretty easy as a whole, so just clearing ads for the most part and a couple beefy bosses that are relatively easy to deal with. That actually sounds like a great idea, so how about we jump at Sunless Cell all together? You can help your friends, clan mates, and Discord mates, and creators can help their vast and amazing communities too. And what will everyone get for doing that? Primarily good feelings for helping others, and the pride of achieving something, but also this awesome emblem called Break Free. Everyone who completes a Sunless Cell strike Nightfall, any difficulty from April 22nd after reset time until April 29th, before reset time, will get it. So we see the emblem here. Granting this one will require a bit of time on our side as we need to collect the data of everyone that completes the Sunless Cell Nightfall. Okay, first off, Bungie actually wouldn't have to do this. They could just add it to the loot pool right away. Like right now, if they added it to the loot pool for next week, then automatically every time you complete one, you'd get one, which would cause duplication potentially, but it would be the simplest way of doing it, so I don't know why Bungie just doesn't do that, but hey, whatever, it is what it is. Also get your Keen Thirstal if you jump into Trials of Osiris tomorrow, starting tomorrow. You'll have a chance to get the Keen Thirstal Sniper Rifle. Remember that Trials has been going through a lot of changes. You don't have to get Flawless anymore. That's what they're saying. You can just get 3 wins. You get the guaranteed death when you get 3 wins in a row. So 3-win streak ain't that hard. Even most lower skill players can get that if they're lucky. A bit 50-50, but it's possible. So, but yeah, from Bungie Help servers to Bungie Help to Bungie server status, which is cool. They're just trying to make it more broad so that way everything can go through it since they're about to release a new game, which is Marathon, so it's cool. It just talks about all the different communities and stuff for Twitter and stuff, so you should definitely check it out. Community feature stuff. We got a new Bungie Bounty for good approaches. It's a pretty cool emblem. I'm not going to lie, I like it a lot. It is going to be Crucible, so make sure you show up. It will be on April 22nd, 11 a.m. PDT, so make sure you show up for it. They show off a whole bunch of or talk about a whole bunch of different armored sets and stuff for fashion. Most of these are kind of meh. There's a couple cool ones overall. I don't really care for them. So, yeah, this I do care about is this because this is actually quite interesting. So, this is a new ornament we're looking at for Worm God's Crest. Or not, sorry, Worm Husk. Sorry, my bad. Worm God's Crest and Variety's Brow already got their ornaments, but Worm God is now getting one, which is pretty cool looking. It kind of looks like a palette from the Nimbus from Neomuna, or also from even Marathon, which is interesting because it's got the same face structure as the robots from Marathon, but then also the robots from Neomuna, the cybernetics at least. So that's kind of cool. Or it could be a hint towards the future of Destiny. Could be a little shower of what we have coming. Because Bungie does like to tease ornaments in that way. The ornaments have something to do with the seasonal stuff or another game or something. So this could be potentially something. We'll see. Player support issue, a whole bunch of issues as always. There's still basically every issue we've had at the beginning of the season is still an issue for the major stuff. So, and there's a few extra added on. So now worth reading. Same issue. Feels great to finally share a bit more info with you all, even if it's just saying the Edge of Fate and sharing the May 6th date. The truth is, no matter how many years pass, we still get incredibly excited when it's time to show you what we've been working on. We can't wait to see all your reactions. Can it be May 6th already? Yes, that is what we're all asking indeed. I'd prefer May 6th to be here right now because I really want to know what's going on. I really want to see the future. Anyways, that's a twid. Pretty important stuff. Some cool stuff overall. Pretty basic. Nothing too special, but some good info. Good info on the blocky weapons disappearing, and then obviously this new emblem. Plus, Pally Double is very important, so make sure you show up. We'll be streaming Pally Farms. We won't be doing it all week, but we will be doing it several days. Might end up doing it all week. I don't know. We'll see, because I am still farming seasonal stuff, because Bungie has not given me the God Roll Depths yet. Farming the crap out of them, and still haven't gotten a perfect roll of any of them. Not a single one for a depth. So, where farm continues. Anyways, enjoy the video. Like, subscribe, comment what you think. One more thing we will do real quick before we do end it, is we will talk about the update for today that happened, because there's a couple things in here I do think is interesting. So, Court of Blades responded to feedback about Lucent Hive weeks and the Expert Rotator having out of band difficulty compared to the other factions. Reduced health on Lucent Hive Guardian bosses. Okay, this I think is dumb because there was only one type of boss that had ridiculous amount of health. And it's when there were several type of reduction modifiers that would happen that would basically make it when it had its overshield you couldn't even kill it. It would take a lot of damage, and if a lot of people didn't have good damage, it was not going to die very quickly. So don't really understand why they reduced the health on that. All the other ones were really squishy in my opinion. I've done it like crazy, farmed them all over the place, and they've all been very squishy in my opinion. So I don't really agree with this, but that's okay. On Expert, Lucent Hive Guardian bosses now have their super abilities disabled until they are below 33% health. Okay, I agree their abilities were ridiculous, dude. They would spam their supers like crazy. But I don't think that was necessary. I think all they had to do was make a cooldown. Because what would happen is if they pop super, they would actually be able to pop super right away afterwards. It was like within 5 seconds they'd pop it again. Sometimes. And other times they would take a while. I think that's what needed to be fixed. Because I'm pretty sure it's a bug, and that's what needs to be fixed. Because now they're not going to enable the super until 33% health. Well, the slam can kill 33% health. I'll just have to wait until 33%. Heck, it can kill when they're higher than that. The last boss can kill higher than that. So, yeah. That kind of doesn't. That kind of makes it a lot easier, and to a point, it's kind of depressing. I think they should have the ability to pop super, but then there should be a bigger delay between when they pop the next super. Just like us Guardians have a delay, they should have a delay. It says they're not doing a ton of damage, or a ton of DPS, I should say. They shouldn't be getting their super back. Huge damage, less DPS. That's how you get supers now. Higher DPS, more supers. Less DPS, less supers. So they should follow the same principle, in my opinion. Just saying. In cases where multiple Lucent Hive Guardian bosses are present at once, only one gets a super ability re-enabled. Okay, so I'm not exactly what they mean by this. Do they mean... So there are the... Sometimes there will be 2 of them that spawn. Sometimes there'll be 2... Well, there's always 2 of the Acolytes that spawn. One will be fake, that you still have to finish, but it's not powerful. It's really weak. And then one will be the actual boss. Are they saying... If that Acolyte gets its health that before it dies or gets a super, it won't re-enable again if it survives? Is that what they're saying? Or only one of them will get it? Or are they saying if there's like a Hive one and a Acolyte that only one of them is going to get it enabled, the other one won't be able to have a super? I'm not really sure what they mean by that. Because the Wizard one was kind of trash in my opinion, didn't do much damage. The Acolyte's the most broken one, and the Titan one is only broken if the Ricochet happens, which is the Knights. So if the Ricochet doesn't happen, they're pretty useless. So, 50-50 on that front. Other than the suppressor grenades that the Knights throw are ridiculous. They will just obliterate your health no matter what. You could be on the very edge of it, and it will do the same amount of damage if it's on top of you sometimes. Which is a bug, but Bungie won't fix that, I guess, so it's fine. Remove Lucent Hive Knights from the randomized fodder section due to their ability to cause difficulty spikes on X. That is stupid. Wow, okay, I don't know if someone was bitching about that, or Bungie just realized it was too easy and they're trying to lie, but if any single person in my chat, any of you, have bitched about the Hive Knight being hard difficulty on Expert, you've taken away the easiest one to ever do, because they never had a debuff worth a shit, they never had any type of modifier for the most part, they're most of the time nothing. Like 99% of the time, they have no type of effect on them, and they're easy to nuke. And even when they did, they were still easy to nuke. I haven't once had an issue with the Hive Knights. They're the Shriekers that can shoot through walls and around walls. Not through walls, but around walls. They have the big Shrieker that shoots the balls that are insanely tracking and just aggro like crazy. And can half the time don't take damage even though they're supposed to. There's the Acolytes that can literally curve its fucking knives around corners, as well as throw insane amount of scatter grenades, or whatever the nades is that it throws, because they flip and will just come out of nowhere and just melt you. You got the Wizards that are kind of meh. Wizards kind of need a buff, truthfully. The Rift is about the only thing that makes them annoying, but if you can out-damage the Rift, which is pretty easy, then it's not a problem. So I don't know who's bitching about the Knights, but you're smoking some. I'm sorry, but you smoking some. That makes no sense. Anyways, let's get to the weapons. Weapon fixes. Fix the issue with rocket sidearms. We're not dealing self-damage. This sucks because honestly, I think it was the coolest thing that they didn't self-damage. I think they should have stayed that way. It kind of made them unique, and it also made it easier to use because the biggest problem with sidearms is they're so good at close range. Yes, they're good at far range, but there's only one that's really dominant at far range. The other ones are really good for close and middle range, and now that they can do damage again, they kind of just screw you over very quickly, especially if you're trying to do a DPS build, so... Yeah, I don't like that. I think it made them really unique that way. Or at least if they're going to do damage, they should do a lot less damage than they do. So if they put it back to the old values, honestly, it's ridiculous how fast you could die from the self-damage. So they should probably reverse that, or at least dial it down a lot. It's the only way I think it'd be okay. That's my opinion on it. Some people might agree, some people might not. But it was also really great because you could pop in Vesper's Host, you could pop the suppression and shoot it with it, and wouldn't take any damage, and that was really great. If you didn't know, if you pop the suppression and shoot right when you do it, it automatically breaks. But if you have a weapon that can deal damage to you, it will deal damage to you. Which, if you're weak or get weakened a bit, the sidearm will insta-kill you, basically. So, these things were crazy for damage. So hopefully they dialed that down and just forgot to put it. I don't know. And then support frame auto rifles. Who even uses them other than specific occasions? They're pretty meh. Not applying their intrinsic elemental effects during Cinder Doctrine's second encounter. I mean, only one has an intrinsic elemental effect. The other one doesn't do anything, so whatever. Anyways, that's the video. Thanks for watching. Adios. If you enjoyed the video, like, subscribe, leave a comment what you think. Are you excited for the new DLC? Let me know. We out. Adios. Thanks for watching.